A lot of you didn't really like my Halo plus Counter-Strike idea that I proposed the other day. I wanted to clarify that a bit here and kind of go down that idea pathway a bit more and explain sort of what I'm thinking with that and why. To me, I think that makes sense. So right now, Halo's not in a good place, right? It's just not what it used to be. And that makes me sad as a Halo fan and someone who just kind of hasn't had interest in the series in a while because I think it's gotten away from what made it great. I would love to see just some changes made. Just let's try something new that could possibly result in a return to glory. And I think the way to do that is if you look at the development situation right now for Halo, 343 became Halo Studios and they're owned by Microsoft. So they kind of, in a way, have unlimited money, sort of, for new projects that kind of make sense. And so when I propose something like, hey, let's take Halo and combine it with Valorant and Counter-Strike and make some cool new game, this idea does not exist in a system that's a zero-sum game, right? Like taking money and giving it to this Halo Valorant mix-up doesn't take money away from the main campaign like the other game. These things can exist in like separate teams, separate departments, and each get their own budgets and their own teams and their own resources. With that stated, I think that it would be very cool to maybe separate out some of the cool things that Halo has accumulated over the years and put into their own games, and then free up a development team and resources to just focus on making an incredible single player or co-op campaign that had the vibe and the feel of adventure that the original Halo games had. You could take the firefight game mode and basically just do something kind of like Helldivers, right? That game has proven there's a big audience that likes PvE cooperative style of games, and maybe you could do it in like the original firefight mode where it's waves that you're fighting, but you could expand that into more of like objective based point A to point B, C, D, and you finish your mission. But like firefight and Helldivers could find this happy medium, and it could be its own separate game. I think restoring Halo Wars would be really cool. There's always at least like somewhat of an audience for an RTS. So firefight, Halo Wars, some sort of like different spin on the esports scene, and you could have your traditional competitive playlist that's maybe lumped into campaign. But what I think this does is it separates these things out and it allows individual development teams the time and the resources and the singular focus to make the one thing that they're trying to make really, really good. And I kind of feel like right now that Infinite is trying to just juggle too many things and have too many different identities. And I think that it's gotten away from what it used to be. When I say something like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if like Halo and Counter-Strike came together? I'm not saying that Halo should become Counter-Strike. I'm just saying that you could spin this thing off into its own separate game, and then maybe, best case scenario, in the most supportive, constructive, helpful way, you split this game up just a little bit so that the campaign, the single player experience that made Halo so incredible for so many years gets the love and attention that I think it deserves, but it's just sort of not getting right now because it's competing with like this live service business model of an environment that we exist in right now for games, and it's also like doing a campaign and multiplayer, and it just seems like it's this smushed together mess of all these different types of game modes that possibly, if you split things up, if you try different things, you could bring new people into the Halo franchise, or old players who used to love Halo and have just kind of like fallen off for a while and would love to see it come back and be awesome again.